Yo, what up guys? Kezin, we're back again. In this video, we're going to be talking about barred clickies. I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone on this one, so if there's anything I missed, just let me know, and if it's important enough, I will add it to the list. There are a couple I left out deliberately, such as like some of the items that add aggro proc, so if you want like an aggro proc, maybe check out like the warrior guide or something like that, but pick the ones that you want that work for you. So the first thing to notice here is there's actually an illusion guide that I have as well on the website. So you can click this link right here and it'll take you to the illusion guide. It'll show you all the illusion masks. And a lot of the illusion items for bards, not a lot of them, but some of them also will give you stat benefits. So make sure you look at all of those and pick the ones you want out of there as well. So let's get started. We'll start with classic and we'll just work our way up to Eldon. So the first item we have is Amulet of Necropotence. This one I put separate than the illusion guide just because it's like an all item and everyone can use it, and it's also good for like dispels, mobs that dispels and things like that. So I left that in there. J Boots is useful maybe if you don't have Salos up. It's a run speed buff, so you might find some situations where this is nice to have, and again this is good against dispel mobs. Next we have Shield of the Immaculate. This is a cure disease clicky, not 100% necessary but nice to have. Shrunken Goblin Skull Earring is just another instant cast item. So Kunark, the first item we have here is Blazing Van Braces, and you'll get Shield of Flame off this. You'll get this off of your Singing Steel set as well, but this one is instant cast, so it's slightly better. Next we have Bracer of the Hidden, instant cast, see Invis. We have Breath of Harmony. This drops off of an old Seb, and this is like a right-click group, health regen, strength, and spell damage proc. I would recommend picking this up if you can. It is fairly rare though. Next is Fungus Covered Greatstaff. This is the pre-nerf version. This is really only good if maybe you're soloing and you don't have heals around, but it is a nice little utility to have. Goblin Gauzy Ring. This is good maybe if you might want to charm a mob. You probably won't be charming too often as a bard, especially if you're grouping. You'll probably be pulling or something like that instead, but if you do want to break charm instantly, you can use this. Singing Steel set. There's all kinds of clickies on this. The Greaves give you an AE Fear. The arms will give you Serpent Sight. The boots will give you Levitate. This is a nice little buff. I believe it lasts a couple minutes if I'm not mistaken. So this is better than maybe your Song Levitate spell. So those are really nice. The Gauntlets will give you Enduring Breath. It's not a clicky, it's just a worn effect. The Bracer will give you, I don't think this will all even fit on the screen here. Let me see if I can zoom out. Yeah, so the Bracers will give you your Shield of Flame. This is a 5-second cast time, so you don't have to get the Bracers or the arms from the Cleric Epic. You can actually get these instead since you're a bard. Singing Steel Helm will give you Eye of Zom, and the Breastplate will give you a right-click heal. And this only has a 6-second cast time, so that's pretty nice too, maybe if you're soloing or you just need some healing. Moving on to Vilius, we have Drums of the Beast. This will give you instant cast Enduring Breath. You can cast this on anybody. I would say it's a high priority until you get a passive Enduring Breath on your character. Our Girdle of Living Thorns is just kind of like an AC and a damage shield buff. You don't have to get this. Flowers of Functionality. This will give you 50 to all resists based on which flower you have. Loot of the Howler is an item I'm probably going to take off of this, but it will be still in the illusion guide. But this is going to give you like haste and strength, and it also turns you into a werewolf, so I highly recommend this item. Nature's Melody comes off of Tunair. This is a right-click haste item. Really nice to have. Pick this up if you can. I think it lasts maybe a few minutes, but you can click it at level 1, which is also pretty neat. Ring of Dane Frost Reaver will give you some regen, some damage shields. Pretty low priority, but pick it up if you can. Sharp-plated Golden Hackle Hammer. This is probably medium priority. Give you right-click insta-cast, arc shielding, so it's kind of nice to have some extra HP. Trident of the Deep Sea. This is a cold-based slow. I left the other slow procs off the guide because bards already have slow. So, but if you want to get those, you can. But this is a cold-based one, so this is a little bit unique, so I decided to include that. Bracelet of a Shadow Hive is a right-click fast cast Shrink. You can cast this on anyone in your group. Breastplate of the Void will give you 225 health, cold resist, and magic resist. This is again medium priority. It's not 100% required, but it's nice. Dusty Sora's Worker Pouch will summon some throwing things. These might help you pulling in certain situations. You can pick those up. Point of Shadows is a pretty good item. It's a right-click energy sap, which is a slow. I'll try to pick this up if you can. It's a pretty good item for bards. Shadow Song Cloak, you definitely want to get this. I would go out of your way to farm this if you can. This will give you a right-click AA grant that will boost the strength of all of your singing spells. So pick that up if you can. And if you can't get this one, there is an alternative. This comes off of the raid Shay Venetress. There is an alternative for this that comes off a group mob, and we'll go over that in a minute. Sigil Earring of Veracity. This will give you right-click Acumen. You don't really need this, but you can if you want it. And it's kind of a long quest too, but it is a good earring, and the stats on it are good in Era. Torgor the Wormlord. This is also optional. This is probably best for tanks because it's a right-click 300 health, but it goes on the Brel's line. Voice of the Serpent is the alternative to Shadow Song Cloak. You can pick one of these up. It's a 0.6%. And these percentages these are kind of strange. They don't actually, it's actually a pretty big boost, but it's not actually 0.6%. It's like 60, I don't know how exactly it's calculated. It might be like 60% of what your current skills do, and this might be like 90%. But that's just what it says like on the tooltip, so I put 0.6 there. And these two are just self-only Sal boots. As a bard, these aren't really that important, but you can pick these up if you want. The leather boots are the easier of the two to get since it comes off of Lord Zero, and the other one you actually have to kill Kadi Shah for it. So I recommend going after this one. Planes of Power, you have Band of Primordial Energy to give you some AC. Bengal Disease Warding will give you some resist disease. This is an instant cast, so that's kind of nice to have. Boots of the Mosquito, again, not really required for a bard, but if you're charming, you can right-click these and break your charm instantly. Cloak of Slime is another option that becomes available in Planes of Power for a slow proc. So you can use this like on the Emperor Shizura if you want. Next we have Cloak of Retribution. This will give you 20 points of damage shield. Kind of medium priority, but nice to have. Composer set. This is the Plane of Power Ornament gear. The legs will give you Salo's Chorus, which is really nice. It only has a 1 second cast time. And the breastplate will give you War Song of Zek. I don't think you can really weave this into your songs that well. So but the nice thing about this is you can actually pick this breastplate up before you get to level 62. And you can use this Clicky before you get to level 62. You'll see the level requirement on it is only 50. A Girdle of Intense Durability will give you right-click damage shield for 15. Fluid of Flowing Waters will give you an instant cast Wind of Mar effect, which is really nice. And I think this is, as of July 2021, I think this is still bugged. This got bugged in one of the patches recently where it overwrites VOQ. I don't know if it still is or not, but just keep that in mind. It might overwrite your VOQ. Serrated Dart of Energy, just to give you some extra attack. Song Blade of the Eternal, you're definitely going to want to pick this up. This is one of the best bard items that you can possibly get. It's a right-click group haste, and it's an actual buff that lasts 15 minutes, so it's not a song, which is really nice. It also gives you some extra attack as well. The Binden Coransada, this will give you a Clicky, allow you to go to Plane of Knowledge on demand. You got to do a pretty long quest on this, so you can have like bind somewhere else, and then you can use this to port to POC whenever you want. Time Pose Mystical Pouch, this is another pulling tool. These are nice to have. Not 100% required for a bard, but they are really nice. I love them on my warrior and on my monk. Veil of the Inferno. This will give you some extra health. Kind of a low priority, but if you want some extra health, you can pick this up. War Drums of the Wraith. You're probably not going to be using this chant too often, but it is a Clicky worth noting since it's a bard-only Clicky. It's going to give you a disease over time. It also will give you a disease debuff. So you can pick that up if you want. And lastly, we have Lost Dungeons of Norath. We got Cloak of the Fleeting Foot here. This is a low priority for... This thing likes to bug out. This is a low priority for a bard because it's a sow, and bards already have like salos and all that. But you can cast this on anyone, even like a level 1. So it's a nice toy to have. But you probably, but there's other classes that this would be more useful for, like maybe like a cleric. Crimson Bauble of Rights. This is just going to give you some extra attack. I believe it's 20 extra attack, so you can pick that up if you want. And lastly, we have Singing Stone Bracer. This will give you Harmony of Sound, which is really nice. And it's a 3-second cast time. It comes from a Eldon raid. So that pretty much covers everything. If I missed something, I apologize. But please make sure to like the video, and also please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out the website for the latest updates, because if I do find an item that I missed, I will add it on there. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.